Cambridge is on the eastern side of the state, not too far from Wheeling, West Virginia. It's on the edge of Appalachia, really. I had wonderful teachers, mind you, very generous teachers who encouraged me. The librarian, a woman named Helen Sonafrank, to this day, when she realized I was serious about reading, would take me into the adult stacks and let me check out books. She'd watch over and make sure I didn't try to grab hold of Peyton Place, but besides that, pretty much anything was up for grabs, and she would guide me toward books that she thought I might enjoy, that I'd tired of. About the time I tired of the Hardy Boys and the Oz series, read them all, in fact. And my childhood in Cambridge, I look back upon as almost a fairy tale existence, the stuff of my three sons. Nothing bad ever happened that I was much aware of in Cambridge. My teachers and my parents would say things to me like, well, you can be president, and I believed them. I didn't take it seriously, of course, but I thought that there was no barrier to ambition, and in fact, I was going to go to law school, and I was involved in some political party stuff in Ohio during college, and worked for a fellow whose father had been the Republican chairman of the state of Ohio. And the plan was for me to go to law school and come back and become his partner, and then he would groom me to go into Ohio politics. And I was the secretary of the Young Republican Club, College Young Republican Club of Ohio. But again, wasn't anything I took to heart. It was just something you did without thinking too much about it. It wasn't until I got into college and almost graduated from college that I began to seriously reflect on who I was, what I believed, what politics were, and what I might want to do with my life. And even after I decided that literature was going to figure into it, I thought that I could combine a career as an attorney, let's say, much as Wallace Stevens had been an advertising executive and a poet on the side, or William Carlos Williams had been a poet and a physician writing out poems on scraps of prescription pads. I thought that was possible, and actually ended up going to law school and dropping out. I told the story the other night. I was telling someone I've had the opportunity to do a lot of interesting things as a writer, things I wouldn't have otherwise done. And last week I sat down and moderated a discussion between President Bill Clinton and James Patterson on the book thriller that they've just collaborated on, called The President is Missing. And I said before we started, I wanted to interject one personal note, that a long time ago I'd had to have a conversation with my parents to tell them that I was going to be dropping out of law school and essentially going down that long road toward being a writer. And my mother was concerned. She was worried about me. Was I going to be able to support myself, and was I going to consort with the right kinds of people? And I sat up on stage there, sitting beside James Patterson and President Bill Clinton. Look, Mom, it's turned out okay.